Martini. 6th is Schumacher. In 7th position, it is the Tyrrell Honda of Stefano Modena. In 8th position, Martin Brundle, and into the pits comes Alain Prost in the Ferrari. Now let's see how his time compares with that, and it's 7.15 seconds, Alain Prost, so he's gained 3 seconds on Gerhard Berger, and Prost goes out on lap 21 in this 53 lap race. The Ferrari running well. Prost, who's yet to win in Japan, one of the few countries he has not finished first in. And you look at race leader Ayrton Senna, who of course has yet to make his tyre stop. And it's still Senna leading, Patrese second. There's the confirmation, Berger, Martini. Prost down to 5th position after his tyre stop. Schumacher, and into the pits comes Nelson Piquet, 3 times world champion, who will not be driving for Benetton next year. That's a good stop, 7.4 seconds, but not the best so far, because as Piquet sprints out onto the circuit, the quickest tyre stop we have so far is Senna into the pits. Now, 7.15 seconds was the fastest of Gerhard Berger, and they can afford to take things very carefully indeed. Well, take no notice of that graphic. I'm afraid I hadn't got my stopwatch running. I was relying on the graphic, but it was a jolly good tyre stop.
Yes, and I guess that looked like about 5 seconds to me. Certainly it was exceptionally quick. So Senna could well have got away in the lead. Maybe not. I should think Patrese probably slotted by. No, and Senna has kept his lead. So Senna in and out of the pits. That was so quick that he has remained in the lead. Well, caption says Patrese is ahead. Sorry, we missed Patrese going by.
So Riccardo Patrese leads in the Williams Renault, and there he is. But he, with Gerhard Berger now with 1 minute 43.2, having broken the lap record. That's a new lap record for Gerhard Berger, but the previous lap record was put up in 1989 by Alain Prost in the McLaren, and cars have got a lot quicker since then. In fact, the pole position time of Gerhard Berger in comparison with Ayrton Senna's time last year was some 2 seconds faster, and I would expect as the fuel load comes down that lap record to take a real pounding, with the battle that's on now between Riccardo Patrese, who has yet to make his tyre stop, Ayrton Senna, who has stopped, Gerhard Berger, who has stopped, Alain Prost, who has stopped, and Riccardo goes through to complete another lap. And he's going magnificently. This veteran Italian, and I use the word advisedly, notwithstanding the fact that he's 37 years old, which is by no means old, is in his 223rd Grand Prix. And as you see, he leads Ayrton Senna by 8.5 seconds. It's not going to affect the World Championship, and it might not even affect the Constructors' Championship, because for Williams to stay in the lead in the Constructors' Championship with their slim 1 point margin, one of the McLarens has to drop out, and there's absolutely no sign of that happening. But it is Patrese leading by 8.5 seconds. Senna is second. In 3rd position it is Gerhard Berger with the fastest lap that you have just heard about, and we're still waiting for the 4th, 5th and 6th men to go through.
Yes, of course, as they sit on the road at the moment, they'd both get 10 points, with the McLarens in 2nd and 3rd place, and the Williams in the lead. But Patrese is going to have to make his stop, and of course you can already see the effect of new tyres going onto a car, and the fact that Berger has just broken the lap record on his first flying lap and gone even quicker on his second one. And I'm quite sure we'll be seeing messages of new fastest laps for Senna as soon as he starts completing flying laps. As into the pits goes Patrese. So Riccardo Patrese in for his tyres. That will relinquish the lead back to Senna, and I would think most likely also to Berger, but of course there was a little bit of a delay on Berger's pit stop, and a really good one by the Williams team could get Patrese out ahead of Gerhard Berger. Fairly sedate entry into the pits by Patrese, I thought, and he didn't seem to really race that into the pit lane.
Well, that is frankly not a good tyre stop by Riccardo Patrese. I imagine the Williams team, after the appalling stop that the unfortunate Nigel Mansell had in Portugal, will be hyper careful. But the fact is that on that pit stop, Riccardo Patrese lost something like 5 seconds to Ayrton Senna. And good news for Britain, good news for Brabham, good news for Yamaha is that Martin Brundle is up into 6th position in a car he makes no secret of disliking. He's had a lot of suspension breakages on the Brabham, and Brundle is in the pits as I talk to you, but never mind, he was in 6th position. He's going to lose it now to Stefano Modena, the Italian driver in the Tyrrell Honda, and the race order on lap 24 coming up towards half distance. Lap 26 or 27 is half distance in this 53 lap race. We're nearly there now, with Riccardo Patrese having gone into the pits, having lost his lead, gone down to 3rd position behind the 2 McLarens that you look at now. Prost is still 4th. I say still 4th, he's regained 4th position. Schumacher in 5th position.
And that's Berger, who's currently the fastest man on the circuit and is catching Ayrton Senna, or has been since the tyre stops. Senna hasn't yet got into his stride on his fresh set of tyres. It'll be interesting to see if Berger can sustain this pace and maybe challenge his teammate to try and take the lead back.
Another new lap record for the charging Austrian Gerhard Berger, whose protege Karl Wendlinger is out of the race in the Leighton House. 1 minute 43.138, 4/10 of a second faster than Prost's previous lap record. Berger has got his head down. I say again, he's yet to win for McLaren. He's very unhappy about that, and the tall, lanky Austrian is now in a car that genuinely fits him. Throughout the whole of 1990, Berger was struggling in a McLaren which frankly was too small for him. He was driving metaphorically with his knees under his chin. That's been fixed now. He is truly comfortable. He can give of his best, and Gerhard Berger's best is very convincing indeed. 3 second places this year. He's in 2nd place at the present moment, going for the lead.
Yes, and we have news from the pits that apparently Mansell's car was suffering from a soft brake pedal. So Mansell, that's a problem of course that has afflicted the Williamses quite frequently during particularly the latter part of this season. And of course the soft brake pedal is caused very often by a little bit of air in the system, or by the brake pads being knocked off by the discs. But it is something that doesn't normally happen suddenly. The driver gets a warning. He will feel that the brake pedal won't be all firm and nice at one corner and then instantly soft at the next, as Berger appears to be catching Ayrton Senna. He's closer now than he was a lap ago. But certainly he will get, in the normal way, some warning. So Mansell would have known that, but of course it makes driving that much more difficult and the braking a little bit inconsistent.
Gerhard Berger has again broken the lap record, in fact 3 laps in succession. That's the latest lap record, and the 2 McLarens now are bearing down on Alex Caffey in his footwork car, and this is the first Grand Prix the Italian has driven in this year. He managed to qualify and pre-qualify where his teammate Michele Alboreto did not. They will be driving in footwork Mugen powered cars next year. Porsche have withdrawn from Formula One racing after a pretty abysmal demonstration this year with their engine specially built for Grand Prix racing. And Ayrton Senna leads with Gerhard Berger fighting for the lead in Japan on lap 26. This is half distance, and you can see that Riccardo Patrese